You ever remember me saying on the show, I don't think he's going to come back? Did I ever say that? I don't think I said that. I don't know. Buckeye Sean 007 was calling me out on Twitter, and I don't remember ever saying that.
Sean is an avid listener of the
I know.
show,
I
and you
know.
don't remember anything you say on the show.
That's not
So,
true.
so we are gonna go on. Sean, you're correct.
Alrighty, welcome back to the first off-season. We're going to call this one the first off-season episode of the Scarlet and Blue Show, episode 46. And we are 1 week removed. We're recording this on Monday. 1 week removed from the national championship, and Wolverines are still celebrating. I'm still celebrating. Garrison, are you still celebrating? Good call. Good call. It's a natty win, but boy, oh boy, has a lot happened between that final
Yes.
whistle and the confetti falling, and between then and between now.
Oh, 5 minutes after the game,
Yeah, that
for
was
me at least.
hilarious that Ryan Day made him wait to announce his
Ryan
commitment.
Day, Ryan Day made him wait. You are a piece of work.
That's absolutely what happened. Are you kidding me? You don't think that happened? That
No, I think
absolutely happened.
I will actually. I will say that I do think there was a conversation of them saying win or lose. We post this right after the game,
Yeah,
right after.
100%.
And but
No, if Michigan's
we're
down,
matching. Yeah,
what?
we're kind of matching right now
Oh,
with the
yes, we are.
hats. Only that, but you
Well,
know,
I know you're up in Michigan. I know it's cold up there, but down here in Texas, it's like 22 degrees. And so it is freezing here. Also, we've got the Michigan Ohio State basketball game on in the background. You can see that. Michigan fans who follow both football and basketball know that it is just the tale of two stories when it comes to the football program versus the basketball program.
the worst team in the Big Ten, honestly.
Yeah, it's upsetting, but I don't know. We'll get it taken care of, I guess. I don't know. All right. Well, lots to talk about here. Let's hit the most recent news. So the big talk is just the transfer portal
Yes.
and leaving for the draft and players entering and exiting. Lots of stuff has happened. Garrison, I think we already referenced Judkins. What's his
Quinshon Judkins,
Judkins? Yes,
the best running back in the nation.
he transfers to Ohio State on Monday night. Go ahead.
See, I know you said transfer portal, Bryce, but it's bigger than just the transfer portal.
Here we go.
Quinshon Judkins comes in. Everyone thinks, oh, Travion's going to leave. Oh, no, 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 no. Travion stays. Now, Dallin Hayden, we'll see what he does when the portal opens up April 15th, I believe, from the 15th to the 30th. So we'll see what happens then. But right now, I think it's probably the most talented Ohio State backfield since Antonio Pittman and Beanie Wells.
Wait, you think he's going to transfer?
Maybe, because he almost did last year to Tennessee. You're going to be a redshirt sophomore now. Now, granted, if you stay next year, you're the guy. Judkins and Travion are gone after this year. But I don't even think that's the biggest thing, Bryce. I mean, Emeka comes back. We bring in that guard or the center from Alabama, who's actually one of the best blockers in the nation.
Retired Michigan Wolverine. We honor him.
Learn how to snap.
Yep.
That's all I ask. Or go to guard. But then we go to defense, Bryce. Tyleik Williams, Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau. That one surprised me. That surprised me. Denzel Burke. They all come back. We lose four. I think we're losing four guys on that defense. One being Proctor from graduating, Mike Hall Jr., which I'm okay with, and then both our linebackers, which I'm very okay with.
Mike Hall's a beast. I think that is a loss.
No, but on the pass rush side of it, yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've watched that closely to see how he is in the run game, but that dude was a force in the middle.
Yeah, he was, but he's not better than Tyleik. So keeping Tyleik over him was bigger to me. Also understanding the depth that we have at that position with guys like Hiro Kanu. I'm missing a name right now who played a lot this year. I shouldn't be forgetting his name. And also people forget we had Taiwan Malone big 6'4", 300-pound guy come from Ole Miss last year. Hey, Ole Miss
Oh
players,
yeah,
if you need somewhere to come, please come home to Columbus, Ohio. But
that is interesting though, because it's not like Ole Miss is a down in the dumps program.
yeah,
They're tearing it up on the transfer portal, and they lost 2 games last year to Georgia and Alabama.
yeah.
Beat Penn State in a bowl game. So like
And,
that's an interesting move.
Bryce, I completely agree with you. And also, my dad and I had a conversation about this. We thought it was very interesting to see a top player from the SEC come to the Big Ten because you don't see that a lot.
Yeah, if you want to
Usually,
include Bama center too. Yeah, two
yeah,
interesting moves.
you don't see that. Usually they go within the conference because the SEC has lighter transfer
Eligibility rules.
eligibility rules. Thank you. So we're sitting pretty. I think this is Ryan Day's second most talented team on paper going to the season.
Behind 19.
2019. That's
But wasn't that defense bad though?
no 18 was 2019. Ohio State was the number one defense in the country.
Oh, I was
That was
confused.
with Jeff Okuda, Chase Young, and all those guys. I think like that year, Jeff Okuda didn't even have one penalty called at him all year. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and I
You
think
guys are loaded. I mean, you guys took the recipe from us. And
no, I think go ahead.
would you
I
agree
don't.
that anything less than the natty, like, are you, Garrison, can you make a statement on January 15th, 2024, that if you are not a champion this time next year, that was all for nothing? It was a failure. It's a failure of a season. Pending any injuries, of course.
No, depending on injuries, but the defense is going to be the defense. We all know that. This comes down. The wide receivers are there. The O line, I think the O line is going to be one of the best in the nation. You have the best running back duo in the country. So it comes down to one person, Bryce.
Mr.
Or
Howard.
two, Ryan Day and Will Howard.
Is Will Howard already the starter? Are you already
Bryce,
claiming he's starter?
you don't bring in a guy in his last year of eligibility and tell him he's competing. And he's one of the top transfer quarterbacks. You don't tell him he's competing for his job because you're not going to get him. And everyone thought that he was going to go to USC. So that's why it was not much of a surprise, but it was somewhat of a surprise when he went to Ohio State because USC was in the running too.
I think it's a good get. I said it all along for you guys. He brings a toughness. I really like Chris Kleinman. What is that his name? Over at Kansas State. I think I think the guy's a great coach, runs a tough program, and that's what you guys need, is a tough quarterback. And yeah, I think it's a good get.
And I wouldn't say this. I was gonna say I disagree with you. Technically, I don't disagree with you because I think I tweeted this out maybe over a week ago. Some of it I think they did take from Michigan, but this is the Urban Meyer recipe. This is the Urban Meyer recipe. But I think with just more talent and a better quarterback, a better passing quarterback than JT was. At least not JT's senior year with Ryan Day, but before that. Right, you're talking about a 6'5", 245-pound quarterback right here who could run the ball.
Yeah, we gotta add that to the offseason list of bringing on another Buckeye. And I'm just gonna shut my camera off and just listen and let you guys duke out JT Barrett's, because boy, you just poo-poo on him. And that guy was a good quarterback.
No, he was a good football player and a good leader.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into this now. That's fair. Last thought on that, unless you have anything else. Obviously, feel free to jump in. But
one more thing. We did bring in a transfer tight end from Ohio, Kamarek. I think that's how you pronounce his name. 6'5", 255 tight end. 6'6", 255 tight end. So we did bring him in, and we're still waiting to hear from Cade Stover.
I was about to ask you that. Well, yeah, why would he not come back and play with his brother? I feel like that'd be fun.
That's not Gabe. That's not his brother. Stover, the safety / linebacker from this class.
Yeah, is that his brother?
No, there's two guys from Ohio with the name Stover.
Get out of town, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yep. I'm really excited though, Bryce. And to answer your question, I'm sorry. To answer your question, I'll answer it quick so we can move on. before we got on, Bryce, I was on the phone with our friend Lawson Luckett. And I said, Ryan, no, Coach Day, you want to lose at Penn State? Go ahead. You want to lose at Oregon? Go ahead. It's a 3-game season, though. And there's one game in the last week of November. Not that one.
Yeah, you can't. That's a no-brainer.
It's because at first I gave him a 2-year span. You don't build this team and lose to this Michigan team.
No. You cannot.
I don't care what they bring back on defense. I don't care what they bring back on defense.
I have a hot take.
Let's hear it, buddy.
And it means nothing to Buckeye fans, but I'm going to say it. I think Ibuka coming back isn't the best for you guys.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm riding so far.
I'm not going to say he's overrated. He's obviously a really good receiver. You benefit off Marvin Harrison the last couple of years. And I just think, I guess he made some big plays against Notre Dame. Whatever. We can talk about
he was injured most of the season.
Okay. I just think you have so much younger talent that's now not going to get their shot. And you got guys who've been waiting for a couple of years now who aren't going to get their shot.
Like who?
Well, I think like Brandon Ennis, Carnell Tate.
He's going to start. They're both going to start, Bryce.
Okay. Carnell Tate. Then you got Jeremiah Smith coming in. And I'm sure you got other wide receivers who are going to
He's going to get some run.
I know, but he's taking away reps from these guys, man. And I just think it's not like Travion coming back is huge. I think the defense guys coming back, those are like Jack Sawyer.
There's only one football.
And there's only one football, man. And I just think he's been there for a long time and you're taking away.
So at first, Bryce, I actually agree with you. I wanted Emeka to leave.
Breaking news.
But I will say this: after, let's say of all the four, let's call it Ennis. I'm not saying Brandon Ennis. If you watch this, I'm not saying that you're the lesser of the four. But let's just say Brandon Ennis is wide receiver 4 in that group, okay? After that, there is a drop off of wide receiver talent. Now, those guys have talent, but they're not anywhere near Ohio State for the last 4 years talent. Interesting stat, Bryce. Emeka Egbuka is 1,042 yards away from being the all-time receiving leader at Ohio State.
That's crazy.
So, though I don't think you're completely off in what you're saying, he's been productive. I don't like saying he's benefiting from Marv because then I'll just ask you, do you think JSN was benefiting from Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave?
Yes. I think that's how it goes. It's not their fault, but it's advantageous to have talent everywhere. Whereas if you're the one good receiver, then people are going to double you.
Well, right now it's looking like Chris Olave is the best of the 3 in NFL, but Garrett Wilson hasn't had a quarterback yet. But we'll see though. We'll see. I do see what you're saying, but I do think it's important. You can't just have 3 receivers. You need 4. You need at least 4 receivers on your team that can get going.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a run-based team. Don't get me wrong. It's going to. I really think we need to hire an OC, an actual OC though. So.
Okay. Well, that'll be good fodder for the offseason. What?
Let's talk about the actual biggest news of today's show.
Which one? You talking about JJ?
And we'll have our conversation another day.
Oh yeah.
About you and you not saying anything negative.
Correct.
Or critiquing, but
correct. So
that's disgusting.
Yeah, big news yesterday. So let's go back here. Friday, wait, what's day? No, Saturday night was the parade and ceremony, which was hilariously aired on the Big Ten Network, which was awesome. I'm sure many of y'all tuned in.
Why is that hilarious?
What?
Why is that hilarious?
I just think, I don't know, it's Saturday night. There's probably other games on, and that's the biggest draw.
I got you.
I would love to see what the ratings are. But it was really good production. It was fun, especially if you weren't able to be there. And so during that ceremony, a bunch of players were up there. I think it was Sinter, McCarthy, Sanderstill, Keegan, Jenkins, Barrett.
And was that Keegan with the beer chugging?
Yep, Keegan was up there, shirt off during
Where'd
the
you guys get
parade.
that crystal ball from?
Dude, I know that's the coach's trophy. That goes to every national champion every year.
I don't like that.
Wasn't that confusing? I saw that same thing. I was like, wait, are we bringing back the 99 or 90,
No,
97 trophy? But no,
Brett, that trophy, that's a BCS trophy.
I know it's not. It's part of the thing now.
Let's put it on the record on the Scarlet Blue Show because we are credible journalists.
Yes.
The University of Michigan has never won a BCS championship nor gotten there. Continue, please.
We were 1 year away because the BCS turned in 98. So we just missed it by a year. But whatever. I don't care. That doesn't bother me
I know. I just
at all.
Wait, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyways, JJ was up there and he said no matter what decisions are made, I'll always love Michigan. And that was the point where we all knew, all right, he's not going to come back because maybe you thought to yourself, he's a team guy and they want to take away from the team aspect to announce then and there. But it's safe to assume he isn't going to come back. And then he announces Sunday morning that the great is heading to the NFL. So big news, man. Big news along with, I guess, the greater mass exodus of Michigan players here, as we all kind of expected. Basically, you lose Cornelius Johnson, Ladarius Henderson, Michael Barrett, Sanders Still, Josh Wallace, James Turner, and Cam Good are all just out of eligibility.
I was surprised Rod Moore didn't go. I thought he'd be a first or second round pick.
Yeah. Well, he's got announced. He's got till what, 4? I guess no, he had to announce yesterday. Or no, today. Today. 4:00 today, I think, is the deadline. So Blake Corum said he's leaving. Zinner said he's gone. Keegan said he's gone. Nugent said he's gone. Barnhart said he's gone. So that's the entire offensive line. Then you got Chris Jenkins, Junior Colson, JJ, Jalen, and Braden McGregor are all gone. So then the news this morning, which was fired me right up, is Donovan Edwards is coming back, which is huge. Josiah Stewart, defense end, is going to come back, which is huge. And that really kind of leaves Trente Jones on the offensive line, and Miles Hinton said he's coming back. So you could get both tackles back, and then you get a lot of the rest of the offensive line has gotten experience, just the way that Michigan has run that offense, had a lot of blowout games this year. So unless you go to the transfer portal to get a center, Greg Crippen's probably going to be the center. Giovanni El-Hadid is probably going to come back. Or not probably, he should come back. He'll be guard, and then you got to fill that other guard spot. So losing a lot, man. Losing a lot, but also you're getting some key players coming back. I think Khalil Mullins should come back. I don't know why he would leave. Like you said, Rod Moore, kind of surprised he hasn't said anything yet. So hoping he comes back. I would have swore Makari Page was out of eligibility, but evidently he can still come back. So, and then you got Quinton Johnson. So you got your whole defensive backfield potentially going to come back, except for Mike Sandersill and Josh Wallace, which Sandersill is going to be a huge gap, huge hole to replace. Yeah. And then you also lose Roman Wilson, potentially. I think he already accepted the Senior Bowl invite. And then you lose the tight end, AJ Barner, as well. So it's been crazy news over the past couple weeks for both our teams in terms of people coming, people going, but exciting stuff. I just think I'll say this about JJ. Just love the kid for all the reasons. Would have loved to see him come back. I don't think, do you ever remember me saying on the show, I don't think he's going to come back? Did I ever say that? I don't think I said that. I don't know. Buckeye Sean 007 was calling me out on Twitter, and I don't remember ever saying
that. Sean is an avid listener of the show, I know. You don't remember anything you say on the show.
That's not true.
So we are going to go on, Sean. You're correct.
All right, just because I love our listeners, even though Sean's always up my butt.
What?
I will.
What?
Sean is always in my grill, always in my business.
Okay.
But again, love our listeners. So I don't remember saying that, but if I did, I take it back.
What do you think he lands in the draft?
I think his upside is huge, and he's just turning.
That's not what I asked you.
Well, no, but it's part of the answer in that I think he could be a second round draft pick. I think you look at a guy like a Will Levis.
Bryce,
it's
what do you
almost like,
think? I didn't ask what he could be. I asked you what do you think he'll be.
well, that's what I guess that's what I'm saying. I think he could be a
Okay.
second round pick.
I have seen this was a while ago. I had someone compare Will Levis and JJ. I said you when you compare JJ and Will Levis, you have to understand the considerable amount of differences between Will Levis and JJ McCarthy. Don't you?
Yeah, elaborate.
You're talking about a 6'4", 5" guy who's 240 and can run. Not as fast as JJ probably, but not as fast as JJ, but he can run. Whereas JJ, and he's a cannon for an arm. Whereas JJ, you're talking about a 6'3", barely over 200 pounds, soaking wet quarterback with a slender build. I think JJ today, late second round, third round pick. And my reason for it is because, like, congrats to him everything he's accomplished at UM, but you were never asked to throw the team on your back. You were never asked to how do I want to say this, to consistently drop back in five, 7 steps, read the defense, and let the ball go. Like I remember cover 3 some time ago. They said, "Can we please watch JJ McCarthy throw a pass without play action?" I think I've always been critical of him reading defenses. I've always been critical of him throwing the ball from the pocket. And ruling you, and you were able to do play action and roll out, you had to read less. Now, part of that's the offense. So I don't want to give complete blame to JJ because I think he has talent. I think he's like a really good talent. But when you have gone 3 years of your career doing something on a consistent, but not doing something on a consistent basis, I'm not going to expect you to get to the NFL and be able to do it.
Yeah, I
Now,
would.
and I'm not going to prey on his downfall. I'm just going by what I believe as JJ McCarthy as a prospect in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at the tape and you go to Bama when we're down 13 to or 20 to 13, and that's all him. You know, he made some plays.
Bryce, you're talking about a pass to a running back that's not down. It's not down the field, right? You're talking about a schemed open play. He's
Oh,
wide
you're talking about
open.
him winning a game just like solely in the
Like,
pocket with his
yeah, I
arm.
mean the game is on you, bro. The game is on you, and the only game you can honestly say that about is maybe TCU, and you're the reason why you were losing. So
I mean,
it,
Ohio State.
Bryce. All right, see, I know Michigan fans don't like this, but like if you have complete football talk, because I have consistently said that is the greatest game I have ever seen Jim Harbaugh call offensively. Because guys were schemed booty open or booty butt open.
Ew.
Those are passes I think Jake Tuttle could have made.
Jack Tuttle.
So Jack Tuttle, whatever. Who cares?
Respect his name.
He's nobody.
You're nobody. He's a national champion, buddy boy.
I'll spit on the ground he walks. Uh,
Disgusting. This
but
is
Jack, if you weren't a Michigan fan, I wouldn't do it. If you were a Michigan fan, I wouldn't do it. But uh, in that game, Bryce, he still threw 50%. He still threw 50%, and a lot of people forget about that. And so, with that being known, I don't know a game where he's had to carry the team on his back. I don't think there is one. And the closest one would be 2022 Illinois or Rutgers. Rutgers would be the easiest one to pick from.
2022 Rutgers was in Piscataway.
Yes.
No, I don't think that's it.
Am I wrong on that? I'll look it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I guess I get what you're saying. It's not a pass heavy offense, and so I don't know how much you can grade him on that. It's a run first, and a lot goes through that. But I think what you see out of JJ is the potential and the upside. I think you see some of the throws that he makes, whether it goes back to Wisconsin in 2021, where he came in as a backup in kind of some garbage minutes and threw a beautiful deep sideline shot to Dalen Baldwin. Or you see in the TCU game where he's making some big time throws. And yeah, he threw the 2 pick-6s, which I think you could argue that probably lost us the game or put us in a position to definitely lose. But then also made some huge throws that game as well. And then you saw the Ohio State game, just the poise, because you guys were blitzing the heck out of us that game, slowing down the run, not letting us do anything. And there's pressure in his face all day long. And so, yeah, blame his scheme, blame it on whatever. But I think you see the throws he made. I think you see some of the throws that he can make. Like even against Washington, there was that Roman Wilson post from the slot, and he just dropped the ball over the defender's head.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see the potential there, and then you see his ability. I mean, he's an assassin outside of the pocket when he rolls out and when he gets creative. And people in the league seem to be liking that now. Probably it's just solely because of Patrick Mahomes or maybe Russell Wilson. But
he ain't that, he ain't that, Bryce. He ain't that.
yeah, but we said that same thing about Russ or about Patrick. I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying you said that same thing about Patrick Mahomes when he came out.
Bryce,
He
Patrick
ain't that.
Mahomes can sit back, but Patrick Mahomes spent his college career dropping back, analyzing the field with 4 or 5 receivers, and finding the guys. So he's been doing this for some time. He's a link. He's a what's that coach's name for who's that
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury guy. Like they that's what they do. So like I said, it's not even a hate about JJ that I'm giving. It's just like even if you watch that Washington game, Bryce, because I've had this conversation with plenty of Michigan fans when they guys play Washington. A lot of the reason why they were able to come back in that game was because of JJ. That's fact. He's missing he was missing passes all over the field.
He missed
passes.
one pass that game.
Bryce, that's not Bryce.
Which ones are you talking about then? Give examples.
Right, Bryce, I'm not gonna. I can't remember the game full blown, but like I've had this conversation with plenty of Michigan fans. They go, no, JJ was missing passes in the game.
JJ missed Cornelius Johnson on the right side on a 3rd down conversion. It was a bad miss.
That's not the only pass Bryce. That's not the only wide open pass he completely just missed. There were multiple passes in that game that he missed. Now maybe you don't want to see it because you
no, stop. I can look at it objectively.
No,
I watched that game,
but I Bryce, I've literally you can't be objective because I asked you, will you be able to critique him, and you said no. So that means you're not objective.
No, there's a difference. I will never say anything bad about him. No.
But would you critique him?
Like critique his game, like X's and O's?
Yes, and the things that he faltered, the things that he's not that good at.
Oh yeah, like I've said this before. I think he needs to work on his touch. I think he can throw lasers, but I don't know how good he is as a quarterback of just dropping a ball in. Yeah, I watched the Washington game again this last week. I think it was on Thursday or Friday. And the 4th down, like out routes that they ran to Roman, I think Johnson. I don't know if those are just good reads or if the receiver didn't get open, probably a mix of both. I think those were 2, probably not of his best thrown balls. I don't think they were misses though. I thought he had that one miss to Johnson, but then I thought you saw the pass to Roman. And then you saw there was a throw to Colston Loveland where he rolled out to the right and he stuck it to him on the sideline. It was a great play by the defender, but it was a big time throw. Like it was probably 15 yards downfield on the sideline. And he stuck it in there. I'll try to find the highlight here. But
okay, so
and Colson dropped it.
Okay. So by the way, he was 10 for 18 for 140 yards. Not a great day. So
yeah, they didn't even throw.
Yeah, Bryce, but Bryce, on 18 passes, completing 10 is not good. We both know I think we know basic math. That's not good.
2 drops.
So I'm looking at this right here. This is the drive when you guys were up 20. You're up 20-10. Washington kicks a field goal. You get the ball back. You go 3 plays for 7 yards. It ends with Donovan couldn't get it. You ran the ball 3 straight times. I don't know why you guys did that.
That was the end of the half, you mean?
Huh?
That was the end of the half?
No. This is the second half.
Oh.
When Washington made their comeback.
That's after
here, JJ on this one, he had a long run on that drive, had another run on that drive. I think this is when you guys started from your own side of the ball, on side of within the 5-yard line, I believe.
Okay.
It was a critical time for you guys, and those 2 runs were very big.
I'm talking about 3rd and 8 run.
Yes, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. Swing pass for 3 yards, another pass for 5 yards. Then it doesn't get it. Next drive, JJ McCarthy 1 for 1 yard. Then he doesn't get the first down. It was just, bro. I think this is what it is. I think this is what it is. For a lot of people, not a lot of people. I'll speak for myself. For me, call the offense, call what you want. It's alarming to me that your coach doesn't trust you enough to, or your play call doesn't trust you enough to go out and pass for those 4 yards. It's alarming to me. It is. And it's a consistent thing that I've seen for the last 2 years. And I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Like I
don't
said, it's
think
not
it's
just him.
trust. I don't think it's a lack of trust though. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think there's ever, especially this season. So I would just maybe there's different words you want to use, but I don't think there's a lack of trust between Sharon Moore or Harbaugh and
No,
McCarthy.
I said that's what I guess that's what it looks like, but I'm not. But like I said, maybe it's just a product of the offense. Maybe it is. They're 10 for 18 is not good. I don't understand like why we're even debating about that. Like it's not.
Yeah, so I mean 10 for 18. Again, they had a couple drops, which that would have brought it up to 12 for 18, and that's still not an amazing stat line. But when you're averaging, and what was our average yards per carry that game?
His passing was 7.8, which still isn't good. But as a team, uh, 8. A lot of that has to do with Donovan.
Yeah, exactly. So like we're being able to run the ball, and I don't know. Go back to the Alabama game.
Mm-hmm.
3 touchdowns. If what he had 250 or whatever he threw for. Yeah, it'll be interesting to
Yeah,
see. We'll have plenty of time to talk about his draft
sure.
stock and where he
It's
would be
all over the
projected to go.
place.
I
It's
know.
it's all over the place. I think a lot of people that have him first round, I think it more so has to do with him as a person than him as a player.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think people are
I
I think
can't see
people
him
are
going
falling in love
first
with that.
round. This draft is stacked with so much talent.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see him going first round. That'd be cool though. Also we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the GOAT leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how this affects our teams. I'm sure there's downstream effects. I think this affects the entire college football landscape. But Nick Saban retiring a bit unexpectedly.
Bryce, he has more first round picks than he has losses.
I saw you tweet that, and I had to like take do a double take. That's
It's
crazy.
I think
No, no,
that
think about what you just
his
said. More first round draft picks
yeah.
than losses, and that's not just one good year, like 2 good years. Like
We're talking continuous or continual domination.
that's stupid.
And it's I'll tell you what, Bryce. You know what? I think it would be fun because we can both speak to this, especially in the playoffs. I remember watching Ohio State in 2015 walk onto the field with Alabama, and just the nerves I got watching just knowing that on the other side, like, yeah, we got Urban Meyer, the guy that kicked him out, the guy that got him out the SEC is on the other sideline. And so no, congratulations to Nick Saban. I always tell people when it comes to sports, I've been trying in my later years to appreciate what I'm actually seeing,
Mm.
and to see the greatest college football coach ever in my lifetime is awesome to me. It's just completely awesome. So
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
deserves
agreed,
it.
man. That dude. You look at the graphic of all the teams that he's beaten. I don't know if there's a team just not on there. It's it's crazy. And um yeah, I think really I'm not here to like bow down before Saban, but if downstream effects for our two schools, the transfer portal doesn't reopen for a while. And so I don't know what I guess is out there. I think like Caleb Downs, and I think you guys I've seen Buckeyes ask for that. I don't think he's
It
entering, but
when
we'll see.
when he was coming out of high school, it did come down to Ohio State and Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's surprising to me though, man, is how many people are like Isaiah Bond transferring. Like, why would you? You it's not like Jim Harbaugh's coming in who wants to run the ball. Kalen DeBoer loves to sling it. Why? What? Why would you leave?
Maybe because he knows who's playing quarterback there at Alabama. I mean, unless you're telling me Rodgers is coming to Alabama because he just he
Yep.
what he had a coffee and a donut in
Yeah.
Washington and then got out of
He didn't get to finish his
there.
coffee and donut. Yeah.
So I actually assume that's why he's going there. He's going there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why he would leave, but I mean, you would have to assume maybe he went there because Nick Saban was there.
Um. Yeah. 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 Maybe. I don't know. Third Wolverines, our guy. Uh, him and I are standing our ground on this take because you just brought up Will Rogers there, and I saw someone say, "Oh, Michigan should get Will Rogers." I've seen Michigan say we should get Talia. Me and Third and Wolverine are standing our ground. We love our quarterback room. Don't bring in anybody else. Don't bring in anybody else.
it, it's
I
funny you saying this.
love our
I
QB
love
room.
this. I love this.
I love it. I love Alex Orji there. I love Jaden Denegal.
Have you seen Alex Orji throw a ball?
Yeah, there's a great highlight of him in the spring game dropping a
That's
bomb.
just one game. One game.
Yeah, he
It's a
hasn't had to
spring
throw it.
game. Bryce, did you watch the rest? Did you watch the whole spring game?
Yeah.
So you saw the rest of his throws.
Yeah, what, he's a freshman? A freshman?
So let me ask you. So like, I was talking to Lawson about this, and I'll be quick because we got to go. But if Alex Orji, and that's assuming that JD is going to get first team reps with Jake Tuttle. But
I think Tuttle's gone.
but if Alex Orji can't, if I don't see it in the first three drives of that first game of the year, I'm pulling him and putting JD in the game because I got Texas next week. I'm not. There's
I
no
know,
time. They
dude.
need to figure that quarterback situation out fast
Yeah,
and in a hurry.
yeah,
I don't think Michigan can wait till April.
yeah. Well, I mean, give it time. Let the boys work a little bit. Um, but I know we got a couple minutes here. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be fun. There's so much to talk about. I had someone ask me like, "How do you do this show? How do you have that much to talk about?" I was like, "Brother, there is so much that we get to talk about." Also,
Hey,
Michigan is up 34-28, and it's almost halftime. Those of
they're
you
gonna blow. You know
listening,
they're gonna blow the game, right?
exactly. Let's just take well, I can't really take a poll, but this will be out after this game is over. Let's just see if they can hold this lead.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. All right. Well, lots
All right,
more to
Bryce.
come. We still got a lot to talk about, but
Yes, sir. Good to
figure it
see you,
out.
but I missed you.
I miss you too, man.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you soon.
Go blue.
OH.